Oh, hi there.
Maxie.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, I'm just finding it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you.
What? That was mine.
Still black and white. Whose is that?
That one might be mine, Brando. You can just...
Oh, sorry. Oh, mine was the blue.
No, there's 100% mine, but... Warriors in there. I'm not having one.
Oh, I see.
Oh, all right. We're lining up another round of shots here. If you're playing along, now's your time to line them up.
Okay. Who's next?
Oh, there's one.
So many new characters.
Congratulations again to Outer Wilds winning
Yeah.
Best Music, runners up Kids of Hyrule and Death Stranding.
People should go watch that doc.
People should go watch that doc, yeah.
What category are we going into next?
We're doing Best New Character.
Best new character, nice.
Holy shit, is this a long one, gang?
We'll just cut all the ones from Death Stranding, and that's half the list.
There's a lot.
yeah,
There's a lot of Death
We can
Stranding
take
characters.
Clem off because she's not a new
Clem is
character,
not a new
but
character.
we'll get into this proper after the shots.
Yes, for people who may look at this and be like, who the fuck, why are they on this list? I think this list at some point changed from best character to best new character. So there are some characters that are not new characters on that
That's
list.
right. We realized Vegeta would win this category every single year, and, you know.
You got to put a stop to this stuff.
He is Mondo cool.
Stop the dynasties. They're bad for business.
And that's right.
That's Collins.
Everyone will also have to, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but everyone in the room will have to put their headphones back on now.
I can't.
I like being connected to you guys.
But I can't hear
Me
the
too.
music.
Me too, you know? Ain't gonna be no more music.
Not Kevin, though.
Just the
not
crowd.
Brent.
Everybody got a shot? Yeah?
All right,
We're
everybody
good?
ready to do this? Everyone? Oliver? The rest? You at home?
In.
Join us. Happy
Cheers.
Game of the Year, everyone.
Got it.
Cheers, cheers.
Got one category down.
Just...
Okay.
Shit.
Skull.
Delicious.
Boy, that is
Tasty beverage.
should have been smooth.
The best part is it's getting warmer.
Yeah, put it in the freezer for God's sake.
Oh, we need to have it displayed.
Eventually, I'm just going to
Come on,
switch
we're
to
obligated.
straight Jameson
not
because I can't do that much sugar.
No.
That's the thing about it. Is like it as itself doesn't taste bad. It's not crazy strong. It's just the sugar that eventually will get you.
All right, we're going to best new category for us in the studio. We'll do our best not to talk over one another because holy smokes, there are a lot of us in here. Without any further ado, best new character. Let's just go through the list real fast,
That's
I
a
guess.
big one.
And
Jesus.
take off
Good
anyone
God.
who is not a new character. We have nominated from Apex Legends, Mirage and Octane. From Control, Jesse, Dr. Darling, Ati, and Langston.
There's some good ones.
Worth noting, if anything comes to mind for anyone in the room that we want to put on this list, we can as we go. From Devil May Cry 5 V.
Is he new?
This V is definitely new.
Okay.
Yeah. Bloodstained OD. Who's OD?
Spoiler. It's original Dracula.
Oh, shit!
His name is OD, too. I didn't just put that
It's
so
really
people
OD?
didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a librarian.
Sean Ashmore from Man of Medan.
Is that the actor?
Whatever his character's name is.
Yeah,
I assume
yeah.
people mean. From The Outer Worlds. This is the Fallout-like
Fallout,
game.
Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, immediately.
Pavardi, Viceroy Max, Martin the Moonhead, Phineas Wells, Ada, and Sam. Which one's Sam? Is Sam the cleaning robot?
Sam's cleaning robot.
Yeah.
From Death Stranding. Even just
Fuck
reading
yeah.
Holy fuck!
Hey, you can't.
Die Hardman.
I think Eads had a different 5 than I did.
Dead Men. I didn't put any Death
Hold
Stranding
on. Why the
characters up
fuck isn't Conan on there?
Special guest.
there. Cosplayer. From Death Stranding. Die Hardman. Dead Man. Heartman. Mama. Special guest cosplayer Conan O'Brien. Higgs. Particle God. BB. I assume you're BB.
Lou.
Cliff Unger. Fragile.
It's way too many
Fragile.
people.
She's not fragile. She's fragile. She's not fragile. From Jedi Fallen Order, BD1, the droid.
Solid.
Greasy,
Greasy.
aka
Greasy money.
Greasy Money to his friends.
Yeah.
Grab some seat.
Seer. Do we think Trilla is worth putting on this list?
Trilla?
The Trilla, yeah, whatever the
She's the sister?
the apprentice, yeah, the
I don't
fallen
think so.
apprentice.
I'm going to take a strong stance and I'm going to say,
chicken
no, I
fight.
didn't really care about her too much.
Okay.
It's not the beginning of the game made it really good to. Sorry.
It's just...
To make you think that she was like bad, or at least
Yeah.
when she ended up being neutral, and then
There was
near the
good
end where
development there.
Yeah,
it was a really good storyline.
There was
for
good,
sure.
there was good character development,
arc.
but I'm just going from a gut feeling. I'm like, do I care about her as a character?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Especially when compared to my boy Grease.
Well, that's the thing. I'm comparing based on because eventually we're going to whittle this down to what best new character from just singular from one game. And
Three
then three of
characters,
them, right?
That's right.
So I think we definitely we have a lot of
the
house,
options.
we have a lot of
options.
housekeeping
I'll
to do.
agree with that.
From Gears 5, Jack is not a new.
Nope.
Jack is not a new character. We can take him off. From Overwatch, Sig. Did Overwatch come out this year? Wait.
No, it didn't. It's
What
DLC.
do we-
How do we feel about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to.
So it's
live rules. Call this right now.
So I feel like this one's almost different. I don't know. This one's different because the characters are new this
They're
year.
new characters, yeah.
But the game is not new this year. We're
Is
giving this
the
to
only
a
thing that's new the characters, or did they come as part of like a?
they updates.
like
just
game
updates.
change.
they just release characters.
Just
I don't think that should qualify.
Yeah,
It's tough
in my
because we're not
heart,
giving
it
this
feels
to
like
a game.
I know,
But-
I know.
I'll tell you right now, I don't think any of those are going to be on the list at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do you want? Do we want?
Kill 'em.
For what?
I think it has to be game.
Overwatch
I think it
characters.
should be game release here.
Oh,
It's got to be
yeah.
game release here. Okay.
That'll be the arbitrary ruling that I make right now.
Sure.
I
Okay.
guess, which will disqualify Overwatch. Goose from Goose Game. From Fire Realm 3 Houses, Hilda, Guardsman, Listhia, Edelgard. Did I mispronounce that?
It's fine.
Lysithia?
Close enough.
How is it said?
Is it
Lysithia?
Yeah, Lysithia.
Yeah.
Lysithia. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Guys, they all
Edelgard
said like something different.
and Claw.
Lysithia.
From Pokemon Sword and Shield, my boy Galarian Bon Weezing.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Who is Hop? What is Hop?
Your
Hop is like-
rival or your rival's brother? Older brother?
Leon's the older brother, and he's way better than Hop.
Oh, your rival.
Oh.
Oh, not your rival. He's your friend.
Yeah, he's a rival.
And rounding out the list from Ring Fit, Ring, who is the Sentient Ring, and Dragox, the Swole.
Yeah.
But Drago, pronunciation, we're not sure.
I love that we have ring fit characters.
Listen, Dragox is...
Game of the year.
Put that man in the top 3 right now.
Dragox pretty good.
Okay,
The ring. I guess we'll start at the ring. There's something that transcends video games about the support he gives me as a person. He's also
He's a life
fucking
coach?
annoying.
He's a life coach?
There's a very life coach aspect to him where it's like, you're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm not, and it's not like, oh, I'm popping off headshots. It's like, I'm doing this thing that is physically
Benefiting
very
him, yeah.
difficult for me to do. And he's like, you're gonna fucking get it. You're gonna fucking get it. I'm like, no, Ring, I'm not gonna make it. And he's like, you fucking get there.
He's a
But
good man.
I wish he was a little more like.
Gets me out of bed in the morning.
I wish he was more like Drago, and like
Got
you
your
got
face?
fuck ripped. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
10 more! 10 more!
I think you should cut the ring.
All right, I'll cut the ring. We will have to do a cut pass of this and make some obvious cuts here.
Yeah.
You can cut Octane.
Okay.
There's a lot in Death Stranding that needs
Mirage
to go
sticks
just
if we're
because
picking one
there's
from
so
them.
many.
I think we should try and get down to like 2 from each game.
All right.
Yeah,
First
at
pass.
least.
So
Yeah.
but to that,
You could sweep.
it could, yes. It's not about the game. It's about the character.
The character,
The,
for sure,
the game
yeah.
is kind of doesn't really. All 3 of these could be from one game, and that is
They
totally fine.
probably won't,
Probably not.
but they could. We had
possible.
we had 2 Red Dead characters last year, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
2 out of 3.
yeah.
then I guess it. I mean,
Arthur.
yeah.
and Lynn.
Well, a lot of them though, I feel like are just on there because we're considering the game.
I don't think
I-
it's possible to get 3 a sweep. I don't think it's possible with this group.
No, but
No.
trying
So-
to limit it down to 2 from each game doesn't.
Right, as best
that's
you
just an
can, try to
arbitrary-
objectively
That's-
think of the character itself.
But it's
Yeah,
also kind of a
but-
good start.
It is.
Like-
or
like
or
I-
just go down the list and be like, nope, nope,
Yeah,
nope,
like when
nope.
I look at like we can look at some of these games like the Outer Worlds and Death Stranding
Stranding.
and be like, we can cut everyone but 2 of these for
we
sure.
can we
Yeah.
can look at Control. Check this out.
Right.
I think Jessie should be cut. I don't think Jessie herself, all the other
I agree.
characters.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
She's a good like
100%.
She's a really good backboard, and she's way into the stuff she sees in
Yeah.
a way where she's like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm so fucking into this weird mystery shit. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But that's she's
won't-
kind of you.
And I won't. It's not because she's a bad character itself. It's just it's weird in those types of games. The other characters that you interact with as a player, it's like the Shepard effect, right? You're Shepard. I don't think Shepard is a great character necessarily by himself. Like the story that I created with my Shepard is great. It's weird when you're the main character like that. You want to like love that character itself, but the other ones tend to shine because those are the ones that are distinct, and you're able to recognize those different character, unique aspects more. I think. If that makes sense. Does that make
That's-
sense?
I totally agree with you.
I think that's legit, but that's because that's what the shepherd is.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a little unfair to compare Jesse to Shepard because Shepard is a little more
Yeah.
molded by the decisions
What
that
we
you make.
do.
And then same with like Arthur Morgan kind of thing.
But what I'm getting at is that like when you're playing the character, unless the character by the game's design has like a lot of really good, unique, I don't know, characteristics
Like
about them.
Kratos.
Yeah, a lot of them. The main characters you play are so reactionary a lot,
Yeah. Mhm.
and so that's why you end up connecting a lot to the things that you're reacting to. You know what I mean? Like Ati, when you're introduced to him, you're like, oh, what the fuck is he about? You know what I mean? I never had that moment with Jesse.
Right.
Yeah, I think
So-
she's very much like a canvas for
Yeah.
you. For
Yeah.
you, the
And she did a
player.
very good job of
And that's
that.
not to say that it's a
Right.
bad character because that's their job as,
Right.
as that character.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
As a standout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
I think
absolutely.
I think she's a pretty.
You're
good
looking for the standout, I think.
Yeah.
Darling, Auntie, and Langston. We gotta have a real talk about.
Fuck, man.
Okay, so Langston is fucking knife rain for
Knife
me.
Rain, yo,
And
and Cell 69, and he
Cell
goes,
69.
All right, you guys are gonna have to explain this for everyone else. That
Okay, so
Sell-
here's
sell
the
that
thing.
character.
I was looking at Knife Rain today, literally watching the video of Knife Rain before I came here to see if I needed to put a link to Knife Rain.
moment of the year, Knife Rain.
And I don't think it plays if you haven't played everything. If you haven't,
Right.
if you don't get the concept of all, like he's throwing a lot of terms at you along with the Knife Rain joke, like, the objects of power and everything. I think Langston can go, and I fucking love the Knife Rain joke.
Even over like Darling, you would
I like
keep Darling.
I like
get
Dar-
rid of-
I think
I like Darling
I think
better.
Darling is pivotal to that game in a way that
Yep.
that
I totally
Langston
agree.
is not.
Totally
also fucking hell of a performance from that guy.
Yep. Man, Langston is just like he's just such an average dude though, where like he's so you meet him and he's just like, hey, what's up? He's telling you about all these cells, like literally laughs and cells. He's like, we got to breach in cell 69.
That's pretty good.
And it's just talking real, where he's like talking about these objects of power, and the Knife Rain
Yeah.
thing is like, the objects of power do everything. They're like storms, but sometimes it's a storm of water, sometimes it's a storm of knives, sometimes it's raining knives, and there's a big pause, and he looks at you and goes, Knife Rain. Fuck yeah.
it is really fun. Like it is a moment that made me and Eads laugh
Me as well.
so
Me as well,
hard.
yeah.
Independently enough that I think you just sent me Knife Rain at one point, and I just busted gut laughing.
He's such a good man.
It was a great delivery. It was a great delivery on one really, really
You're
good
right.
joke.
He's my bro. Langers, I went and checked him with Langers more than anybody.
The other thing that I'm thinking of is even if we got 2 out of 3 from Control, I don't think he's better than Audie or
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the distinction. You got to compare him against Ati and Dr. Darling.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right,
Yeah.
let's get rid of him. I'm fine with that.
Knife Rain though.
Knife Rain.
Fucking
Can we take V off this list from Devil May Cry 5?
Yeah.
I think the poetry button is fucking hilarious.
It's very good.
But what?
me and Warren were having a talk about a fun, dumb category that was best single useless button push. And we
Next year,
had
baby.
2, and I couldn't think of a good third one. It's the fucking poetry button.
Oh shit.
What was the
the other
The other
two?
two, the waving your
Wings
wings
Up.
and the
That's
goose
the
game.
goose.
That's a good one.
And what game was I playing when we thought of it? Because it was that.
Was it Control?
Was it
No.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare? Press F to pay respects.
Fuck.
You know, what's it called?
Category brought to you by Call of Duty.
Luigi's Mansion has that.
Oh yes, Mario. Yep.
Mario.
That's what it was. It was the Mario one.
if we have time at the end, well, that's a
Yeah.
fun. That's
Yeah.
a dumb
That's a fun one.
category.
Yeah,
'Cause
we'll
we
do that
came-
later. Yeah,
we came up with the Mario and the wings up thing really fast,
you know
and I
what?
was like, we need a third one to pitch it as a
If
category.
we're doing it later, everybody just think about
you go.
random button press shit.
Yeah.
V is
It's a very niche category.
Yeah. It was funny when Warren brought it up. I was like, oh fuck, that's perfect. We just
Yeah.
need a third one, and
It's
it
a fun
totally
one, though.
is the poetry button.
Yeah.
Shoulder buttons to balance your load because that's fucking
Oh,
That's
stupid.
stupid.
I had so much fun in that. I had so much fun just making him go like this the whole time. Like, I put on like songs and have him dance to that.
Or you got a good like snake weave going where you're like just like tipping and like.
Oh, yeah, I did that in the beginning. Again, minor spoilers, Death Stranding, whatever. In the beginning,
Yeah.
you're hauling your own mother
Yes.
like on your back.
Oh, the president.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the president. Yes, the president. And you have her instead of the whole time. My old logic was this is, and now I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant.
Here we go.
Everything's like load balanced in fucking boxes and stuff. She's dead, and you're gonna burn her anyways. Put her in a box, crunch her bones, and put her in a box so that shit's load stable.
Yeah.
But that's
And-
besides the point.
Kev, the president's name is also Bridget America. Bridge it America Strand.
Fucking load it up, Kev. You're gonna love this game.
But
Game of the year, buddy.
as far as the leaning left and right, I had it on stream as I was playing. I'm like, all right, this is too perfect. And I just queued up the lean with it, rock with it, lean with it. I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, we can go.
What the fuck were we talking about?
The poetry button.
Tell me
Is the
about.
coffin upright?
There's no coffin.
Oh, what?
She's in a
like a
bag.
body bag.
Oh my god.
She's
okay.
wrapped in
Bungee
basically
corded
a
to you.
bag. She might as well be in a giant garbage bag.
It's like she's sitting
Wrapped with
on like
tape.
a chair on your back.
Oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Because later you transport people who are still alive like that.
Oh,
But she's dead and she's gonna be burned anyways.
yeah, put her in a box.
I mean, you respect the dead.
OD.
He didn't even like his mom.
Yeah, he really.
OD, I'll start by saying he's attached more to a moment, kind of like the Langston Knives
Is
thing.
his name literally just OD?
Yeah.
And they never.
They never actually say. It's very
It's like
obvious.
capital O, capital D.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very obvious. He's also technically not a new character because
If he is literally Dracula, he's not.
yes,
But,
and I believe he is specifically literally Dracula from Castlevania games.
no, has Dracula, whose son is named Alucard.
Right.
Okay.
I think, if I'm understanding the lore right, he is attached to a very good moment where you are frequently going back to him and getting library books that give you big stat boosts, but you can only like for attack or anything defense. But you can only take out one at a time at the beginning, and then later in the game 2 at a time, and then I think a little bit later you can take out 3. But it's always like a limit; you have to give one back to take one out. And then there's a moment where you take out like one book that he's super passionate about, and he says, "Don't fucking leave the castle with that." And if you try and like finish the game and get out like the catacombs at the bottom of the castle, he'll come and he'll fight you. Because you tried to steal his book.
Does he open his cave and the three fireballs?
He's very,
Oh, shit.
And if you kill him, you can go back to the library. Or you don't kill him, you beat him. You go back to the library, he's there, he's all like, yeah, you beat me, just fucking take all the books you want. And you can just take all of those stat buff books with you, which, like, it skyrockets your stats through the roof. Like, it's like a cheat, but
Is he
it's
super
very funny.
hard?
He's very hard.
How is he as a character?
That's actually a cool thing.
Does he at any
not worth
point-
being on
Does
here.
he at any point say, "What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets" or
Yeah.
anything?
Kind of, yeah. He did
that
not
too.
say that, but it is very much that aura.
Okay.
Yeah. He's pretty
Kill
good,
him.
but like I said,
Cut him.
even if you would call him a new character, probably not good enough.
That's enough for me. Let's get him off the list here.
Toss some garlic at him.
Sean Ashmore from the Man of Medan. I mean, does the fact that no one can
don't
remember his
fucking care.
name maybe speak to that this character shouldn't be here?
My Sean Ashmore died 7 minutes into the game, I think.
I think ours survived. We only lost that one.
Ours survived.
Yeah, you were the only one who got someone killed.
yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to escape on a boat, and it did not go well for him.
Yeah, I missed a button prompt.
Might have been my bad on that one for us.
Pattern that really developed in your video game playing this year.
Can we take Sean?
It
I think we can
coincides with my inability to play video games well as an entire whole.
And this one too, it's a little weird because Man of Medan survives on the choices you make for the characters, not
Right.
necessarily the characters being super strong on their own.
Yeah, well, even with like Until Dawn, like some of those characters, you're still making the choices, but like those characters are
Well, and that's what I'm saying for Man of Medan.
more
like, maybe,
characters than Man of Medan. I feel
maybe those. Well, and also I'll say Until Dawn. I think is a little more bombastic, if that makes sense, with
yeah.
their characters. Where Man of Medan is a little more reserved-ish. Does that
Well,
make
and-
sense?
Yeah, kind of.
Comparing to Until Dawn.
Like, it's tough for us because he died so quick that,
Yeah.
like, I don't got nothing
He
for
might
him.
Yeah.
be the best character of the year.
He's kind of a dick. I don't feel particularly.
He's kind of a dick. Here's my point, though. He's like stacked against this giant list of other good characters. I think he can go.
Totally. He's
From
kind
other
of
games.
just a dude, and I totally think like the character work is fine, but not as good as Until
Yeah.
Dawn.
Sorry, Shanzi.
Yeah.
My Sean Ashmore was Iceman in the original X-Men movies.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
Or
that was a character of the
Quantum Break dude.
year.
So we got a bunch from Outer Worlds. Pavardi probably hangs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pavardi.
Talk about Pavardi at
Party's
the
a
end.
character.
Yeah.
Abe, we played by Ashley.
I don't want to cut Max yet either.
You don't go to Vice Max?
No.
Martin the Moonhead might be the hill I die on for this category. So
Oh, it's really good. It's another character based on a moment.
Who is Martin the Moon?
yeah, you're right. You
should cue
which
that one
planet
up.
is it? Yeah, you go to a planet. I don't. It's like the first one you go to, but I can't remember what it's called
It's
now.
the second one. It's the one with all the stores, like the space
Oh,
station.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're like Citadel-ish.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
He runs one of the shops, and he has to wear this like big moon hat because he works for whatever the moon company is. And he cannot. It seems like he literally cannot speak ill against the company.
Yeah.
And when he does, is like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Like breaks character. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have done any of this.
It's
I
a
think I
very
remember it now.
it's a very good portrayal of the unhappy employee working for the mega corporation trying to keep his job
Yeah.
with the embarrassing head he's got to wear. And
Hi, welcome to the moon. Whatever. If you need this, is like always giving you the sales pitch in a way, but
Like reading copy. Kinda.
Totally. And
Yeah.
as he's doing it, he's so depressed.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta help Marvin.
yeah. It's hilarious. I think I might even put this on here as soon as I saw him because I was like, this guy's fucking great. But that's the only time you see him.
He also sells moon hats, so if you want to put
Yep.
everyone in your crew in a moon hat like I did, that's the fucking place to do it, yo.
Groundbreaker is where you find him.
Groundbreaker.
That's what it's
that's
called.
the name
Yeah.
of the thing.
Yeah.
I could kind of. You're right. It is more a moment.
It
I
is
guess.
a moment.
Yeah.
It's a great, very funny moment.
he's
It's
not-
something
As
with
a
humor in video
character,
games.
he's pretty thin.
It feels like
Alright.
it feels like an honorable mention.
All
kind of
right,
thing.
I've been talked out, but honor to be nominated, Martin.
You should run the Moonhead video during the next break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe I will.
Get that queued up.
Phineas Wells from Outer Wilds. Does anyone feel like Phineas needs to hang on here? That's
Worlds.
the old scientist
Old
man.
guy, right? Yeah.
I think he's good, but I got my 2.
Yeah.
I don't think he stacks up against the other ones that we like, maybe, from Outer Wilds.
Ada
Worlds.
is the ship. How do people feel about the ship?
He's good.
She was good.
Okay.
I would
was
personally
funny.
put Sam ahead of
Sassy
her
shit.
myself.
Can
Like Sam.
But I
Sam-
don't need to keep either of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling the same way.
I-
What does
yeah,
Sam do? Like, does he? So Sam is the cleaning
Sam
robot
clean-
party
yeah,
member.
Sam
He can be.
Please.
He's
You
a
can take him out
playable.
with you,
Yeah,
though.
he's a co-op.
Right,
He's a
and- but
playable take on mission character.
Does he actually have dialogue? Because when
Oh,
I
yeah.
enrolled with him,
Yeah.
he had like static lines that he had like 4 or 5 like we're cleaning up the countryside or whatever.
He is very much less flushed out
Yeah.
from,
The others,
from
yeah.
even options that you have.
And I
I
feel
don't
like-
think he has a companion.
I feel like they
story.
also they get away with that too because he's a robot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, so he doesn't necessarily have to have a lot of like, organic line delivery. He doesn't have to have as much variety.
Right. He
And
has
for that,
very.
he's a cool character,
Yeah.
but I think he can go.
I'd say you
Yeah,
can cut both of them.
yeah,
you can-
I think
he
so
can
too.
too.
The ship was great too.
The ship was
like,
neat.
Her lines about where the original captain is and how you became the captain.
Yeah.
And
It's one of those things like, you're being cheeky. I get
Yeah.
it. You're
you're
being a
just
little
pretending
sassy
that
in your own
I'm the
way.
same guy.
Yeah, but then that kind of novelty wears off, I think.
Yeah.
There's a very good moment between her and the cleaning robot.
Do it.
You could just do that.
Do it. I would not. Yeah.
What?
There's a very good moment between the cleaning robot and the ship where he is in there and she's being like, "Clean me, I'm a dirty girl."
Death Stranding. We had a bunch of characters. I feel like we can make some hard, fast cuts here.
Cut them all. No,
I feel like Die Hard Man is an easy cut.
Yes,
I really like that name. That's all
that
I
is.
gotta
Yeah,
say.
he's a
And
and
worth
maybe
mentioning?
the best like he has like maybe the best 3-minute performance in
Yeah.
that whole game.
You don't know what he's saying. It's like he's literally speaking a different language, but just the emotion that he delivers. You're like, man, I don't know what is. I don't even know what he's talking about or why he keeps taking this mask off, but
And like
some shit's going down. I think.
for bonus points for that moment was he has that moment when I'm at like I'm over this fucking game. I don't give a shit about anything. And then all of a sudden he does this thing and I'm like,
Oh shit.
that was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Fine
Die Hard,
performance.
man.
Yep.
Got him.
His
Dead.
real name is John McClane too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like his real
Yes.
name.
Yes.
Yeah.
His like the character name.
It's fucking ludicrous.
Which is
Who's Dead Man again? Oh, that's
Guillermo.
Guillermo.
that's Guillermo del Toro's
Yeah.
model, but not
Oh
voice.
yeah, right.
Could
Yeah.
maybe
That's
use-
so weird.
I sort of don't.
I'd
like
say
him
we're
all
lucky
that
to get
much.
one out of this group and it's not him.
Heartman should maybe stay.
Heartman is
Yeah.
one of the best
Okay.
ones.
Mama is a hilarious joke that we can probably just get rid of without discussing.
Sure. Special guest Conan O'Brien.
Eh,
You can get rid of him. He was cool. He was there.
Made
He's
me
not-
laugh.
he might be my.
Did he have dialogue?
Yep.
Like he spoke and
Yeah,
stuff? Yeah.
it's actually very funny.
He's got a whole shtick about his otter hat.
His otter hat,
He's like
yeah.
delivering
And then
comedy.
he gives you, when you do enough stuff, he gives you the otter hat and it lets you swim
fast. yeah.
fast.
So he's like modeled in the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what-
It's legitimately him.
And when it poofs out, it goes. It makes a little noise.
Yeah.
Higgs, we gonna keep Higgs. It's a weird, unsettling performance.
Yeah.
He's particle god.
He's
but-
very he's very like a very meta character. He
Yeah.
seems to know he's in a
Oh,
video
this
game.
is the boss fight and all that stuff. And
This game's
let's get
stupid.
rid of Higgs.
This game's
I feel like BB is maybe a little. I mean,
Yeah.
you do spend a lot of time with BB,
Yeah, he
but
does
you
the
know,
finger guns.
he's a gauge. He's like a gauge. That,
Yeah.
Like, the gauge is too light to fill it back up.
Yeah. And when he was crying, I really wanted to stop playing that game more
Yeah,
than
me
any
too.
other time.
It's like, wow,
Yeah.
shut the fuck. I'm gonna just mute my controller and let this happen.
I was like, the game has annoyed me. That's why we're in this position. And now your crying has amplified it significantly.
Cliff Unger,
He's
played
gotta
by
stay.
Mads Mikkelsen,
He's got to stay. He's probably the best part of that game.
and Fragile.
I didn't care about Fragile.
think is a terrible performance. I think is a bad performance.
I don't think it's very good, actually.
It's maybe not her fault. Like some of the lines she has to read, and you're like, holy fucking shit. This
And she always
wowzers.
wants you to eat one of those fucking bugs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
gross.
Every
kinda.
time.
It's a little gimmick, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Don't
Fragile
kink shame.
off
How
her.
come Sam wasn't part
She
of
does
that
have an
list?
interesting story about like
Well, and I think
running
they-
through the rainfall, the timefall and shit.
The biggest benefit she had was you got to spend more time with her than anyone else. Probably, right?
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
so
She's
but
one of the,
yeah,
one
I'd
of the
cut her
few
for sure.
characters you do actually kind of care
Right,
about.
that
in
you don't
game.
have that one moment with the big plot dump, and then you're like, okay, that's your thing.
Yeah.
On to the next one. She actually keeps coming back. So,
Oliver, you asking why isn't Norman Reedus' character?
Yeah, Sam Porter Bridge isn't on this.
oh, because he's a bad character.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's legit.
kind of a bad character.
But I mean, he's completely off this list. Which
Right?
Is,
Yeah. No, amongst all those other
Okay.
mostly bad
okay,
characters.
that says something.
Jedi Fallen Order BD1.
Stays.
That's Stan.
I like BD1. I like
Out of
the fact
those
that like
three-
every single time like the little droid just wandered off to show you something that you could scan. It's like it just felt good.
He's like
He's
Navi.
useful.
He's like Navi.
Yeah.
It's not most useful.
Bold
character.
statement
I
here.
know.
Maybe,
But
Well, leave him on.
useful is an important part of.
if BD, if I think BD1's better than Seer.
That's where I was going.
I'd agree with
Fucking
that.
get rid of Seer.
Yeah.
Cut
Cut Seer,
is my
sure.
is my thing.
Greasy's probably got to stay for now.
Those two
Greasy's
stay.
good for now,
Sears
yeah.
gone.
We feel okay giving a Seer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Greasy,
agree.
Greasy is the maybe give me a Greasy game character.
Goose. How do you feel about Goose from Goose Team?
Goose.
It can be cut.
It can be cut.
Honor to be mentioned.
Honor to be mentioned.
Carries
But,
that game on his wings.
We got a lot of what it was Guardsman from Fire Emblem Three
Who's
Houses.
Guardsman?
It's more of a meme and a funny little tie-in, so you can probably cut it.
Honor to be mentioned.
yeah.
Honor to be
Honorable
mentioned.
mention.
I know what Guardsman is.
Hilda. Sounds-
Fucking
Is that the one who yells her
I
name?
think she
He's fucking
stays.
keeping-
I think Hilda stays.
if there, as long as there are Fire Emblem 3 characters on that list, I will fight for Hilda.
Lysithia?
She-
This middle one?
Is she the white-haired girl?
Yeah, she's the white hair girl
Okay.
who's gonna die. Yeah, yeah.
oh,
You can cut
that
her.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
I've never played Fire Emblem, so we were just kind of taking the Fire Emblem
Yeah,
players
she's the Wally of the
at face
game.
value.
Yes, us over in this corner.
Yeah,
Esteemed.
Edelgard? How do you feel about Edelgard?
she's got a great story.
She's good.
She's good.
She's
she
the-
made me sad.
she kind of
so
a-
I'm
The head of the
She's one of the main-
She's
Red
like the
House.
antagonist,
Yeah.
like kind of one of the bad guys or something.
or your best friend.
Spoilers.
Could go either way.
Yeah, hell yeah. Should we keep Edelgard? How she's a character?
She's good.
Yeah, okay.
Dynamic.
Better than Claude.
Better than Claude?
Oh,
I'm a gold deer.
Claude's my boy. But yeah, sure. You
Um,
can cut Claude.
Get rid of Claude?
So he was my house leader,
Yeah.
and I thought Edelgard was better.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
call.
say
Is,
That's good.
Yeah.
Go.
is it Donald? Is Donald in this game?
No.
What the fuck?
There's
Really?
no Donald.
What the fuck? Galarian Bong Weezing absolutely stays. Galarian Weezing.
Galarian.
He looks like a bong.
This bottom half, I know nothing about it. So.
Listen, he is a great design, and I love him, but he's
One
not
of the
a character.
mascots of this show.
Yeah, he's not a character,
Is he
but
mean?
Galarian Bong Weezing. He's not a meme. He's my son. Show
see.
some fucking respect.
Your son could be a meme.
Solid fourth
wrong with
place.
that?
You're not wrong.
Just
but-
leave him there till fourth place.
Well, he's not. It's an honor to be mentioned, Galarian Bong Weezing, but
Cut Hop.
cut Hop.
That's
All right.
just-
Yeah, Leon's way better than Hop. He's got that cape and the Charizard. Hop's got shit. He starts with a Wooloo.
A Wooloo.
I don't know what any of that meant, but it seems like you should uncross whoever.
It's all Greek to me. I don't fucking.
Wooloo on this list?
Yes, you probably should.
That's the
Black
the,
Wooloo.
the sheep Pokemon.
Oh, okay, okay. Dragox, how do you feel about, or Drago, whatever his name is.
I
think
looked up
it's
a
a-
photo of him, and I think he should stay.
All right, well, let's see.
he is a. I think he's like great design, but again, he's a little. He's super one dimensional.
I'll tell you right now, it's an uphill battle to get him on this list, but we've been doing uphill battles with Dragox for the last 2 weeks.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. As a character, I feel like he's kind of nothing.
There's a lot of really good little like bits of him like working out instead of fighting. Like it's his turn to attack, and he just elects to like flex and taunt you instead.
He's getting swollen.
Mostly because the game knows like if we keep letting him attack you, you will die no matter how hard you try. But
Yeah. And those
Man,
things,
seems like a
those,
bro.
those
he's
things,
definitely a bro.
those things end up just repeating themselves. Where like he has like 4 or 5 different, like he's working out while working out, or like he's
Yeah.
thinking about his muscles or whatever.
Right. Yeah, he can
Kill him.
probably go.
He's again, great design, but like as a character,
And a great
he's-
idea. Like
Yeah.
I love that. Like they're like, this is probably for people who want to maybe stay away from the gym, do a little
right.
bit of stuff at home, don't want to go out for their workouts. So they're like, let's give them like the person that they don't want to run into, and that's why they stay at home. This big dumb meathead.
I'm just gonna very quickly before I forget throw something on moment of the year here, just before I forget.
I just found out Drago's a chick.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
great.
That's really good.
Yeah, I got to keep that moment there. Sorry,
That's
that
really-
would have
that's-
left.
Whew. Right up there with Knife Rain.
Okay, that leaves us with here's our after our first pass. We're left with Mirage from Apex, Dr. Darling and Ati from Control, Pavardi and Viceroy Max from Outer Worlds. Pardon me, Outer Worlds. Hartman
Got
from Death Stranding. Hartman's pretty good. Cliffhanger, also from Death Stranding. BD1 and Greasy from Jedi Fallen Order.
Easy money.
Hilda and Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses. And that's the end of the list.
Hey, we're getting there.
We're getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We still have 11 on this list. So we got,
Okay.
we got
As much as he
Big
yelled
cuts
it,
there.
and it was funny, also maybe cut Heartman, because I think we're getting one guy. We're not getting anyone, but we're getting maybe one guy out of there, out of the Death Stranding camp, and it's Cliff.
You think Cliff over Hartman?
I think so. Cliff's very good.
It's a great-
Heartman. So Heartman is
I don't know what's up with Cliff. Like, it's a great performance,
Exactly.
but you're like,
Heartman is the same as most of the people we crossed off, where it's like, here's your half hour with him, never see him again.
Yeah.
whereas Cliff, you're coming
Yeah,
back to constantly.
and Cliff kind of drives the plot a little bit more.
And there actually
Yeah.
are a lot of good moments of him, like
Especially
celebrating
near the end of the game.
Christmas
Yeah.
in that tank. And okay,
Yeah.
I
can
didn't
see
even
that.
I didn't even beat Death Stranding all the way through, and I will say Cliff's character, at least like those cutscenes and stuff, as much as there was weird shit going on, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Yeah.
And the performance, it's fucking Mads Mikkelsen.
It's very good.
So it's very good.
And it was Mads who seemed to be very into this stupid thing they were doing altogether.
All
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, we'll take Hartman off.
Yep.
Question with Apex characters: Is
Yeah.
there any character development whatsoever with that outside of like audio tidbits and
It's just-
lore?
Yeah. So Mirage is very much against the hurdle that he is in an Apex game, and that's he does pretty well with that. You can kind of watch him and be like, oh, that's neat. This guy's weirdly insecure about all this stuff. Like, he's super cocky, but then he kind of like, he has like little subtext moments where he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna fuck this up. Like,
And they did build like the entire event was kind of built around
About
his.
him.
Hollow.
Yeah.
It's a weird. It's
Hollow
weird.
Days.
It's weird
Yeah.
to compare him against other characters that are like in narrative driven.
real,
Yeah, yeah.
real
I mean,
Yeah,
characters.
no, it's
yeah.
very different.
That does make it more
Against
interesting.
real characters.
Actual characters. I think we can get rid of Mirage, but I think Mirage is how much better Mirage is than everyone else in that game as a character is worth noting.
And
Yeah.
But it's also
you know what?
yeah.
Credit also to Apex for having a BR game with characters that are actually,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean, kind of taking the Overwatch route of it. You know,
And
you
I think over time, I mean, it's not development in the sense of development, but over time they have kind of like he kind of started with a rivalry with the robot character, and that's kind of evolved, and like now it's like in that event, there's one specific line where he announces, "Oh, there's a new kill leader. I really hope it's not that robot. It's the robot, isn't it?" Like
Yeah.
little shit like that is
Yeah.
funny, but
It's
I
always
agree, he can be.
He does very good those little moments after his like loud confident line, and then like it's gonna be a fucking robot.
Do we feel that Darling and Ati both stand a chance of maybe making this top three?
those are both really strong characters in my mind.
They are. I totally
I
agree.
agree. If I had to pick one, I would probably pick Ati, but I think they both can stay for now.
So it's a hard choice
yeah.
if we have to pick one.
So I'm exactly with Warren, like you said. Like if you were like, it's got to be one right now.
Yeah.
I think Audie edges out Darling, but I'm not at the point where I will say that
We're not
both of
there
them
yet.
couldn't make the three.
We're not there yet. Pavardi is like almost guaranteed. A top
I
three,
love
I feel.
Pavardi. She
Yeah,
might be my
she's a good
character of the
character.
year.
Very strong. The world loves Pavardi.
I can
Max?
maybe get rid of Max after after I talk about how much I love every single one of his quotes when he fucking does his super ability where it
Oh,
goes
yeah.
to like a cutscene and he shoots and he's like, "The vicar will see you now."
Oh,
or,
yeah.
"Time for your last rites." And a lot of them, like a lot of the characters, they'll run through their lines. Sometimes they don't say anything, but there's something about him every single time I hit that button, he was going in like with his shotgun to the person's face, like, say your prayers and like shit
Also,
where I was
moment
like,
of the year, just same thing where he's not actually facing them and he's just like shooting through a wall or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best.
yeah. You could probably get rid of him as a character. Also, he has a very good. He probably has my favorite. No, he has my second favorite companion quest where you go and get super fucking
That was a good quest.
drugged up in that house
I
trying to
didn't.
find his. Was it his mother? His
Yeah.
father.
I didn't even get that far.
Yeah.
It was all through trying to find the book, right?
Right. He's trying to find the book.
Yeah.
that's-
You do find it, and then it's in French. He's like, "This, no one speaks
Yeah.
this dead ass language."
The guy that you get to translate it is it makes you go on like a mushroom trip,
the Vision
essentially.
Quest.
Some sort of a
It's-
tea.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
Yeah.
Let's get Viceroy Max off here.
I hated that character, just for the record. He was mean.
Cliff, we feel hangs. I don't know if BD and
almost
Grease
killed him.
are going to make it on
I
this
thought
list.
about too. Yeah.
BD1 and Grease. Do we feel that BD1 and Grease will
I don't
both
think,
hang on this
I don't
list?
think they're both getting on.
I would
I like Grease better,
drop.
but
Really?
yeah.
If it, I mean, it's not. We're not there yet, but hypothetically, if it came down to Grease versus BD1,
I would take BD1.
Yeah.
As much as
interesting.
This is where people who
would
are...
you say that it's better because like I would rather spend all of Fallen Order with BD1, but I would much rather see another story with Greasy. Like if there's another one,
Right.
But
like BD1 could be the cut in the next game, but should that be factored in?
Do you think BD1 is a good character, or is he
Incredibly useful.
Is he
and-
just fun to be around kind of thing, I guess?
What's wrong with
that
being
might-
fun
that-
to be
that
around?
might be a good character.
I
I've-
think that being fun
This,
to be around.
you know, this is an age-old argument. Synthetics versus actual flesh and blood.
No.
Grease,
Full day and hell with the
Greasy,
robots on our list.
Grease at one point in that game says, "Greasy money, baby," and I knew that he had
I will say Greasy's more of a character.
Yeah.
He does, and he's
got that whole backstory
I would agree with
the
that,
bounty
but I
hunters
don't think
and-
that that's necessarily a bad thing.
It's very easy to miss his backstory because he just like off the cuff says it in
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
background.
You have to get
Yeah.
him at the right time, and
Yeah, but he does. If you are lucky enough to catch it, he does have actually quite a. There's an interesting, compelling story with the bounty hunters and things where
BD1
Home
is interesting because BD1 is just so useful. Like I was just pumping BD1's tires all the time with
Yeah.
all the things he was doing for me. The actual character stuff that they tried to give him, and I know you and me differ on this. I really didn't like the whole. We have to wipe your memory to make this work. Where for me it was like, well, that's a video game ass thing to do to not know everything because you can't know everything at the very beginning of the video game.
Yeah.
But it just didn't seem like a very good reason to in a story that you kind of had to randomly like erase his memory so that he could discover it with you or
I
something.
don't know.
can't
It's,
even
it's very
remember the-
Star Wars to
It
erase
is-
a
it
droid's
is kind of
memory,
very
though.
Star
Like
Wars, yeah.
that's like the C3PO
Yeah,
thing too,
so they
right?
do to their
You
robots.
erased BD1's memory?
No, his old master did, or his
Yeah.
old
Ah,
master.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Yeah.
He had like a bunch of
He made
info.
like the choice to.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Right, yeah,
the
yeah.
person who was supposed to bring back the order is
Yeah.
the one who can gain the trust of BD1.
And I think
Right.
that's supposed to be a very powerful moment that you hang like all BD1's actual character development on. Like, oh, this is a droid that is like, erase my memory for the good of mankind. We got to do this. And it just totally missed for me because I was hung up on the like. The
amnesia.
Just the amnesia. We're going to do the amnesia? Okay. But I
least-
really like BD1 too.
At least the amnesia thing didn't tell you it was amnesia until like the very end of the game.
Yes.
So you're not going through the whole game being like, oh, this stupid thing has amnesia.
Right.
That's
so-
true. That is a lot
Yeah.
better.
And there's
Yeah.
a good moment there where like BD1 actively makes the choice, doesn't he?
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
talk BD1 out of
That
it.
moment
and
when
then
Cal's like, "Oh, you sacrificed
Yeah.
for this."
Cal
like,
lightsaber.
Cal, force pushman.
I'm
Because
with
if you hit pause in the game and it shows your lightsaber underneath, the way that it shows his name, it says Cal, and then right underneath it says lightsaber.
You're on the
so it looks like your
lightsaber.
name is Cal Lightsaber.
I never
name.
noticed that.
Great name.
I think I'm at the point now where I'm getting mixed up between the plot of this game and the plot of a similar arc in the most recent Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
To a
yeah.
point where someone was like, yeah, they were trying to like talk him out of it yet. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
What?
It's very
Does that happen in
similar.
the game too?
Yeah. Well, I think so because it wasn't his master like BD1. You can't do it. It'll erase your memory
Yeah.
or whatever. And then BD1's like beep beep beep. And he's like, well, okay.
It's a thing, yeah,
Alright.
it's a thing that's revealed at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, when you're like seeing that hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, very cool, satisfying animation whenever you pop that healing stim and he just like
Yeah.
shoot it up
Oh,
and
yeah.
drops out of the air.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so seamless too. He can be like over here, fucking flying around,
Yeah.
and perfectly flies out and just grab it.
Do we keep BD1 and Grease for now? We gotta start making cuts.
I cut Grease.
Somebody who wants grease, sell me some grease.
What if
He's fucking greasy money.
Okay,
Greasy
but
money, baby.
we've cut, and I'm just throwing this out there. We've cut people for having them kind of just be small doses. Grease is kind of small doses as well. Good small doses. Very good.
I
small
will say
doses.
that the scenes in the cockpit
Yeah.
were all very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grease has like a very well fleshed out arc where Grease and Cal do not like each other at the beginning of that game.
Yeah.
You go through some shit, and
And your relationship with Grease like gets you into some serious fucking trouble at one point,
It's-
and you come off and he's like, "I'm so sorry."
That
And it's like,
I think is going to be my argument if you're going to go Grease over BD1 is that there's more actual development with Grease, and also again initially you're like, I don't know if I like this fucking guy because he's like where
Yeah, that's true.
there is a definite
Whereas
arc
BD1
to
is designed for you to like him.
It's true.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Start to finish.
But
Like
they
every Star
succeeded
Wars
very
droid.
well.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
They succeeded very well.
That's what they do. Star Wars makes droids that you like.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna make a shitty. However, you know what? If they made a droid that I really fucking didn't like, that might actually have made me be like, "That's a good character."
He's helping you the whole time. You
Yeah.
just fucking hate him.
Here, take this, you fucking dick. Like, just voice it. It's just Taika Waititi or whatever. Just make him a droid, like he has been.
Do you need a stim?
Let's keep him for a second.
Just leave
and
him for
come
now and
back.
loop back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all right. That's fine.
Yeah.
You call for a stim and he holds it for like 4 seconds.
Fire Emblem characters. We have Edelgard and Hilda. I'm gonna look to the Fire Emblem side of the table now.
I'd cut Hilda over Edelgard.
What?
I mean,
Why?
we're not saying like that has to happen. We're just we do need to make cuts.
We do need to make
I
We
can't
need to make
wait. Yeah,
cuts.
I can't wait on
Hilda is.
Yo, she yells her name, which is
Is that a hill to die on?
That's. Well, now it has to be. I really like Hilda. She was my favorite character in that game, not just because of her shouting her name, although that is the number one reason with a bullet. After she kills someone, she just yells her name, just chants her own name. And
Hilda,
she is a very,
Hilda.
and she's a very like small statured girly girl with a just enormous axe that she is swinging around. An axe.
big swerve.
Big old axe.
No, facts. Ginormous.
I also like her character stuff. Like she develops, and I did not get all the way through the game, but I like watching her develop as you like whatever it is, like, increase your relationship with her through the letters. Where she starts as very much a like kind of a bitch who's like, I'm gonna trick you into doing all my chores for me, and I'm a spoiled brat, and kind of watching her get a little bit more away from that was like, you're the only person I care about that is getting away from what they started as.
Yeah.
That said, I didn't finish this game, and Hilda could have ended up being a bitch. So I'm gonna have to say, cut her just out of the unknown.
Bryce, Colin.
I do feel her arc isn't that strong. She starts off as like a priestly little bitch, and she manipulates absolutely everyone in the monastery to do her homework, carry her things around, clean her room.
Hell yeah.
And then in the 5-year time skip, she's like unapologetically, she's just, thank you for doing all that stuff for me. We should be friends now.
Yeah, you can cut her.
Yeah.
I didn't get to the time skip, so what? I really thought something was gonna.
He's on like his 4th playthrough.
I thought she was going to be my queen.
My queen.
We think Edelgard hangs with.
She's a
these
great
other
villain
characters. Okay.
and your best friend.
That is a game full of very good characters. There should probably be the best of them. Should probably stick around for a bit.
All right, from the top. Let's see what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, Edelgard makes 7. So we have
Alright.
4 cuts to make.
Easy.
Let's start at the top here. I don't think we're getting 2 control characters on
No,
this
I agree.
list.
Is Dr. Darling the guy in the music video?
Yes.
Yeah. He's fucking so good. Kev.
That was good.
But you like, I feel like if you saw Ati as well,
That's
you
true.
would-
The
you would
only
definitely-
exposure to that game
yeah.
I have is
Which is a very good exposure,
Yeah.
believe me. That music video is outstanding. But
And Auti, there just seems like you can go so much further with him, and I think they will.
Yeah.
I think I think
agree.
there's DLC stuff that is going to involve him. I don't think he's going anywhere in a way that Dr. Darling, I think at least at this point, will take a back seat as very much a information giver.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well-
Auti is, I think he's going to be right with you for wherever they keep going with this control thing.
and for me personally, who admittedly crushed through this game quickly so that I could finish it,
Mm-hmm.
I had barely any interaction with Dr. Darling at all because I wasn't watching those videos.
Yeah, it is heavily dependent on whether or not you're going to go through those. Yeah,
Which is something that I think Ati has going for him, where like you are forced to have interaction with him, and he plays a vital part in the game and big moments in the game as well.
Yes, he's like it felt like whenever you ran into Ati, it was like something big is going to happen. The course of this game is going to change after I visit the janitor.
And yeah, he's like this weird. He's this enigma.
Yeah.
Ati is.
Well, and like the first
I think we all are in agreement here that Ati hangs over.
First
the
time
guy.
I saw him, I think you were there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't trust this guy.
Yeah.
Something is fucking weird
He
with
calls
this
you
guy.
the janitor's assistant.
And
You're
he's
like,
like,
bitch,
go,
I run the place. What are you even talking about?
go up to the top, and it's like, you're sending me to die somewhere. I don't like you at all.
Yes,
Clean
you,
up the
you
clog.
like never 100% trust him, but
No.
also like you're the only guy who's going to get me the fuck out of here. I don't know
creepy
what's
looking.
going on. Another fun little tidbit that I like to bring to the table for Oliver.
Here we go.
Is so Alan Wake was very much I shouldn't say very much, but there was a lot of symbolism about how he thinks he's part, like he's in a lake, a metaphorical lake, and the kind of the larger thing is the ocean, right? And that's kind of been an ongoing theme to more and lesser degrees throughout all the remedy verse that seems to be kind of being created here.
Yeah. Also, all their games take place totally in the same universe.
And there's something very like there's a lot of theories that because Ati is it is Finnish for literally the god of the ocean.
I didn't know that.
When you combine that with the fact that like the whole thing seems to be playing with this whole lake versus the ocean, and we're in a lake, but there's this whole big ocean out there.
The last
That
lines
he
of
is
Alan
the
Wake
guy-
are literally, it's not a lake, it's an ocean.
Right, that he is literally maybe the guy that is kind of overseeing. He might be the kingpin of the whole Remedyverse. Is something that is not proven and could totally be bullshit, but that I believe until they tell me otherwise.
All right, let's take Dr. Darling off here. I would just like to put him on, take him off. What's his name? The director who's always getting in touch with you through the hotline.
Yeah, he's really good too.
It's I can't remember his name, but it is Max Payne.
Yeah.
Is the actor who plays Max Payne doing his Max Payne reads in a way that's like, and then something they always wanted more control, and like he doesn't hang obviously, but man, those videos are so fucking dope.
yeah.
Dr. Darling, you are gone.
Well, one hurts.
Pavardi.
She stays.
Yeah.
We're just gonna not even talk about her till the
okay,
end.
should we talk about Pavardi now? Because
Sure, yeah.
I think Pavardi is definitely the one that we are not talking about because I was like, we don't need to fucking talk about.
We feel
Pavardi.
like she's a
Pavardi
lock.
is fucking a lock.
Yep.
Pavardi, literally, I went up to the first decision in that game in a very comfortable moral space where I'm like, I know what to do. This is an easy decision. This isn't even a hard decision. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And then Pavardi was with me and just did this impassioned monologue that made me like need to not like. I was like, I'm just gonna maybe not make this decision yet because this is fucking. Now I'm thinking. I'm in my own. She's got me in my own head. She's like convinced me of the what I thought was the bad morality side might be a good option. And I was like, Pavardi, you can't. And I ended up going against her. But the way she made what I was walking there, and I was like, this is an easy decision. It's the power decision. How are you going to reroute
Put the doubt
power?
right in your head.
Yeah.
Which way was she arguing again?
She didn't want you to take the power away from the city because it's her city.
Yeah.
And everything, right? And I was like, everyone in the
right.
city seems like fucking dicks.
Yep.
I'm going to take the power, give it to these scrappy colonists, and this is easy. This is an easy decision.
Because they can grow. The big thing is they can grow their own food.
Yeah.
Everyone has to live in the city because they work in the salt tuna factory and it's the only food on the planet. But these people who've been kicked out can grow their own food.
Yeah.
And so I was right with you of like, well, this seems like good guy, bad guy. I'm gonna be the good guy, and
You know what I did? I gave them the power for the scrappy, outliers.
Yep.
And then I murder them all because the fucking leaders
fucked
sassed
up.
me.
That's
so I
fucked
just
up.
killed every single one of them.
And here's what I did.
Gotta do what you gotta
Go
do.
ahead.
It turns out you, in the end, did make the right choice because the way they were growing their food was by fucking killing people.
Yeah.
So same thing, was going there planning to do exactly what you guys did. Got that speech from her and changed my mind.
Yeah.
Took the power away from the outlying camp. And then talked the mayor of the town out of, he left so that the chick from the outlying took over control of the town and used the cemetery bodies that were already dead to make their food
Oh shit.
so that nobody was getting killed
I
anymore.
guess there is the happy way out of that.
Warren told me that, and I was like, well, that's a lot more optical than what happened to me. Optimal.
And it's not just this one moment either. Like, but the Pavarti's whole side quest about like
Trying
she
to impress
love
that
with,
girl.
oh yeah, trying to
Yeah.
impress that
Yeah.
mechanic.
and how awkward she was, and like kind of bashful, and
And like her first quest is like, hey, can you take me? I've never been drunk. Can you take me to
Yeah.
a bar?
Yeah.
Like, I want to try drinking because maybe that'll give me the courage I need.
she was
She's
great.
just
She's
so
all
innocent.
Yeah, she's all fucked up on her feelings. She's like, maybe we just go get drunk. That's what people do, right?
Right, yeah.
You get drunk.
She's
And you can
very
play
good.
your character just being like, this fucking what people do. Let's go get absolutely wrecked.
And maybe it doesn't really matter, but I mean, Ashley Birch, the one who voices this character, is voiced in so many other fucking things. And so many times I like listen to her voice, and I'm like, it's Ashley Birch again.
You got
This
the
one is
fatigue.
like the character kind of overcame any fatigue that I had with like, because Ashley Birch doesn't know.
No, this is the second I heard it was like, oh, that's Chloe and Aloy and every character she's ever played.
No, what I'm saying is that like, yeah, it's that was my first reaction, but as the character developed and I was like interacting with the character, then it made me like the character a little bit more.
There's
No?
very much an earnestness. So I didn't even pick Aloy out. Like I,
Yeah.
I knew it was Chloe real quick, but she was playing such a more like positive and earnest character that it was easy for me to be like, this is not Chloe. Chloe was a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, it does,
in a
it's
good
not-
way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
though. There's
exactly.
a
I agree
distinction
with
there.
you. Yeah.
I still feel that fatigue that you guys are feeling too, in terms
Yeah.
of like she voices a lot and great for her and her career and stuff.
Yes.
But the fact that the character was actually decently written, you know,
Yes.
and she interpreted the writing and performed it well, helped me kind of get rid of a little bit, at least, of that fatigue. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
Not that it's
totally
completely
agree.
gone, but
Worth mentioning that apparently her name is actually Parvati.
Yes,
so
it is. There's a
not a Pavarti.
I mean, we had Vicer Max on this list, so
Vicar Max, that's what his name was.
Vicar Max.
on our the word that I crossed off was not VICAR Vicar.
Oh, well,
But-
it could have
but
been a spelling mistake.
Don't worry about
Yes.
spelling mistakes on
Yeah.
the list. Is my point. Who fucking cares?
I keep her.
Yeah, definitely.
for sure.
She's
Worth talking about.
probably a top 3.
Yeah.
Like I don't even really
Yeah.
like the other worlds that much, and
She's the best part.
worlds. Sorry,
Me
but
neither.
yeah, keep her. Here, let me just. There we go.
yeah, there you go.
There you go. buddy.
I feel so much better.
Throw a couple more on.
Yeah.
Cliff, we gotta make some cuts. We made any cuts? We
Yeah,
got
we
one
cut.
off.
Darling.
Cliff,
That's tough.
Cliff from. I mean, Mark against Cliff. It is a great performance. What is Cliff as a character? What is Cliff's art? What is Cliff's story? Like, who is Cliff? I have no idea.
He's your daddy.
Yeah, but like that's a line. That's just a line of dialogue.
And
you get
it's a
from someone
it's a
else.
fucking bomb, Maddie. You can cut him. I
don't think it's a tremendous performance.
I'm
but
not
like,
attached.
him as
I'm
a
not attached
character,
to him that much.
Like
I think
you see him drunk, I guess, and he's
I think
he was
he-
waving a
That's
gun
pretty cool.
around a little bit. And
That's
I
what
think
people
he's
do.
the right choice as far as getting to this point for Death Stranding, because there's a lot of other characters that who gives a shit about.
yeah, I might say like a lot of other aspects of Death Stranding, the characters are not the strongest thing there.
At the end of the day, if someone said, "How's the story of Death Stranding?" I'm like, "It's real bad." So at some point, that has to reflect a bit on the,
The
characters.
characters,
So
Let's just
It's
for
fair to
for
him.
the good of all of us.
hey, good for you, Cliff. You won the sub tournament.
Yeah, you made it. On to be nominated, man. At least the BD1 and Grease and Edelgard.
Cut Greasy.
You think we cut Grease?
I feel like
I'm opposite.
Kind of
Why?
opposite.
okay. Yeah, sometimes I forget that the numbers are maybe a little more even because I was gonna say I think Greasy's a better character.
So do I.
Yeah.
I also wasn't sure I was as passionate about it as the pro BD1 people were for BD1. Whereas I'm kind of like I could probably lose both of them.
Also, I mean, I am a BD1. I don't care for BD1. I'm not the person to ask
Right.
on that
I
stuff.
like BD1, but it was
What are our characters overall? Like, what is the main list? What do we all have?
Right now we're looking at Ati,
Pavarti.
Pavarti, BD1, Grease, and Edelgard.
Okay. I think I have my top 3.
God,
Cut Greasy.
Greasy Money might be in my top 3 at this point. With everything we've got.
I think so too. Yeah.
I can't speak to Edelgard because I've never played Fire.
Because
Emblem.
Grease has like a very real arc where Grease and Cal hate each other at the start, and then you learn a bit more about them.
That is
and-
that's my point. That's
But
if that's
BD
my hill to die on for arguing for Greasy, is that BD1 is just is designed as a character that you're going to like because it is a robot. You can get into the whole discussion of like should it be counted out because if it's a robot? That's not really what I'm saying. It's just you're going to like that character, most likely. Unless
Right.
you're really just annoyed with, Disney and Star Wars throwing cute robots at you.
Never.
Like, you're going to like that character. Greasy, like as we're saying, has more character development. And if you have decent development in a character, that's a better character.
But BD1 rides on your shoulder.
Okay.
My argument is
Greasy's small enough, man. He can do it.
the plot progresses because of BD1, and you're like
The plot progresses because of Sam Porter Bridges and Death Stranding, and Sam Porter Bridges not in the
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
He really bridges
Greasy
plot
was
points together.
thanked at the very end of the game because he was such a great captain and had the ship that they could get around.
Yeah,
on, so.
and also his name is Grease, and we've all been calling him Greasy this whole time because we
Oh,
all
it's
bros. 'cause
Greasy.
he's just a good man.
I like Greasy.
I think he is like his. I think his lines are. Like he has such a great range. He's serious when he needs to be, and you're like, damn, that's heavy shit, Grease. He is hilarious when he needs to be. He's cantankerous when you aren't supposed to like him.
when he told me at the end where I asked him if I did good with the seeds.
That's such a great moment.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like it was like, why am I doing this stupid plant thing? And then when he legitimately is like, when you're like, this looks great. You did a really great job. I was like, that's why I did this.
Yeah.
That's why I did all this work.
He
For this
told me that
warm,
I was like
fuzzy
perfectly
feeling.
average. He's like, yeah, you did all right. You did satisfactory.
And to what Max is saying, I think Grease just feels more like a full character, where BD1 is.
He's there because he has
He's
to
almost,
be.
Don't- and
he's
don't get me wrong.
almost a plot device.
Don't get me
in a lot
wrong.
of
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
I like BD1. I think he's great. But if you're gonna have to eliminate one of them, I think Greasy's the better character.
That's kind of
Yes.
where I fall personally. We
Yeah,
kind of go
okay.
around.
Yeah.
Kev,
No,
you're
I
a BD1
agree.
I mean,
man.
the only I like Grease. I also like BD1.
It seems
But
like
that's
it might
only
come down
that's
to
only
it.
because I have no connection
I feel
to the other
like
characters on the
I
list,
feel like
so.
before we cut either one of them, I need to know more about Edelgard and be sold on Edelgard
So I'm gonna
because I don't know
obviously
anything about this person.
give you to the floor, specifically you probably, right?
Mostly
Yeah,
Bryce.
mostly
Colin
Bryce.
also only made it to didn't get past the time skip of
Right.
House Deer. So
This is your chance,
Just
then,
me.
Bryce.
I
You
got
gotta get
past- I got
Edelgard on this
past
list,
that.
yeah.
I will preface by saying I was playing this game and being like, wow, it is fucking crazy how many good characters are in this game. So if you guys decide that Edelgard's the best one, that's probably a fucking good character, because in the amount I played, I was like, all these characters are really well realized and everything. So
I'll also say I love anime, so just talk me onto this team. Let's do
nice.
this.
no.
any good media, it's all about the villain, and she is the villain.
And
Depending on the
and
side
you
you
kind of
choose.
don't find out until it's like a late. Is it a late
yeah.
reveal?
It's like right at the time twist, about halfway through the game, you actually
Okay.
find that out.
I'm
And
a
she's,
big fan
like-
of late villain reveals.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And
She's
it's good.
like
there's purpose to it. When you side with her, you're like, I understand where you're going with this. You are
What is she
tortured.
about?
and
You know, who is Edelgard?
Edelgard is the heir to the Adrestian Empire.
Okay, are those the racists?
No,
Sorry, the slavers.
no.
Okay, all right, great.
They're the anti-church. They are
Okay,
all state.
yeah, okay.
Because the church controls pretty much the government at the moment. Because you're born with a crest or you're born without a crest, and if you have a crest, you're going to be a noble person. Run the country.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's like, "That's stupid. Let's stop doing that," and then tries to
Okay.
take
There's
over
a
the
lot you
continent.
can get behind
Revolutionary. I
here.
like that. I like that.
Yeah, bring change to the world. Doing some shady business in the back end because she was tortured, bad stuff. Then there's just people on her side, kind of twisting knobs and levers, doing stuff.
She's sounding less and less like a bad guy to me.
I was with her in my
big
first
boss of the
playthrough,
story.
so I'm very much on Edelgard's side. Even playing the other two is like, I don't really like your motivation here. What if we just burn it all down instead of trying to preserve it? Because I don't know, I like her point of view more than anything. Boo church, yay state.
They're
But
dealing with
her as
some
a character.
Her as a character. Oh yeah, she has a fully fleshed
Okay.
arc.
Okay.
I've seen both sides because Bryce has played pro her and I've played against.
Yeah.
Not to completion, but like, I don't know, 80% of the game, 90%
Nearly
of the
done.
game. And it was, I don't know if it's just the storytelling of the overall game, but you are completely sold whatever side you're going with. If you're with her, you're 100% with her. And if you're against her, they do an amazing job of making you, like, I absolutely hated her. When Bryce picked her, I was like, "Why did you pick her? You're evil. This is terrible." And so the contrast of the character makes her really dynamic.
Yeah, like I think
Okay.
the whole way that the game works to a character's benefit, because you are kind of taking those different positions and you're surrounding yourself with people who are generally of your mindset.
Yeah.
So it's easy to be like, and Edelgard's a fucking bitch. Like, she's a bitch. Right? And everyone's like, yeah, she's a bitch. Fuck that whole house. We're going to beat them in the thing. But then being on her, as you have been on her side, and being like, well, she's kind of doing this. And I'm like, oh, she's kind of maybe I should have been. Maybe that was the house for me to fucking deer.
Okay. I've been convinced.
She's a very, very fleshed out character.
I think she should hang.
So BD1 gets cut then.
Is that
I agree.
what we're thinking?
I guess the reason I'm pro BD1 is I played through the game in 2 sittings in like a 9-hour period, and there was absolutely no optional dialogue with Grease that I did. I just did whatever was kind of forced when you met him, and then when you went into the ship.
But that's
so I never saw the character
more
develop.
than
No, exactly right,
Grease.
and that's just my bias. That's why I'm kind of siding with him now.
Was there really a lot of optional dialogue with Grease?
I don't know if I'd say a lot.
I think there was maybe like 1 or 2 times where
a-
you could go up to him and
There's a lot of
talk to
optional
him.
dialogue in Gen.
There's actually a ton,
Is there?
but it's all like it's just passive. You're walking around the ship and they're saying it.
That's what I'm saying.
If
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
in the front
Talking about
row,
like traditional dialogue in
Yeah.
terms of Mass Effect, you go
It's-
up and like
yeah, exactly.
yes, there is none of that, and it is all. It's so easy to miss all that stuff, which is such a fucking shame.
It makes it harder to argue for because it's stuff like you're saying that people could miss a lot. If you're
It
not
is
paying
easy to
attention
miss
it.
if you're
But
not in the right part of the ship. when
It
he
does
says
make it seem like it's like really happening. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
And it is very well fleshed out. Where like I heard about these bounty hunters and then got captured by these bounty hunters. Like, Grease, I don't know what's happening because then you like do the fake death and then it comes to you like, I'm not. This isn't a death. What's happening with Grease, you motherfucker? And then he totally saves you.
How do people feel about cutting both?
Grease and BD1.
Yes.
Are we
That
done
would
with
be the
it?
top.
And then we're done.
Hypothetically, that would leave us with Edelgard.
If you're
Ati,
cutting both of them, and I said this before, I said
Parvati.
this in chat. Like I would. This is me personally. It's maybe a step in the backwards. I'd bring back Dr. Darling.
So that's kind of
If you're going for a 1, 2, 3, if you're trying to get one, because it is about crowning the best, character, as unanimous as we can.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Edelgard, and yeah,
I'll take a
that's coming
third
from
since I'm the only one who's played the game. Give me third Edelgard, and I don't care about the rest. I'll jump on any team.
I truly believe
do it.
Yes.
in concept more than in my own execution because I got lost somewhere along the way with other games that were much shorter than Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
That playing that game, I could see the best character in that game being one of the top characters of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Like
And
they were very good.
It's only a tough sell because most of us haven't played
Exactly,
it. Unfortunately.
And I'm not like completely counting it up because I haven't played it. It's a big release. Of
I
the,
get
of
where
the
you're
year,
coming
you know what I
from.
mean?
Like at least I've had I know who she is, and I'm like, yeah, she was really good. A lot of those characters were really good.
And you spend, it's worth noting, like, in Fallen Order, you spend, like, a total of maybe 10 minutes collectively with each character.
Yeah.
In Fire Emblem, like, there's
Tons of
200-hour game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hours of just talking to them.
Yeah.
Like,
I could...
Can somebody
I feel all sides
bring
of
me more up to speed on this Ahi?
Ati?
Ati?
fuck.
Sell me Ati.
Okay, so...
From what I gather, he's just the quirky janitor.
A little
that
bit.
may or may
He's
not.
A little
He it is
Quirky
very,
makes him sound like he's like an office clown. You know?
yeah, it is very much implied that he is something
Significant.
much bigger than this whole game.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like there is a like he is the one doing these kind of mundane janitorial, like literal janitorial tasks.
The drain is clogged.
Right. That is trying to keep this building that represents so much more about keeping like the darkness out of the conscious world, and it's just him being like doing the little work to keep it all together. There are points where there are like letters that you can find where they're like, hey, how the fuck did this janitor get into this totally restricted security area? He's mopping the floor in a place that he shouldn't be. And then there are like letters back that says, if you see the fucking janitor mopping the floor, you let the janitor mop the
I'll
floor.
put it to you this way, so you can maybe this will probably strike home for you. He is Control's G-Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
kind,
cool.
kind of.
Kind of.
Totally.
In the sense that he's got this mysterious like fucking gravitas around him that you do not know what's going on. You interact with him more obviously than G-Man. G-Man kind of pops up here and there,
Like
whatever.
4 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Half-Life.
That's what I'm saying. But as far as comparing, like, you do not know what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on, and that's really interesting the way they present it.
Yeah.
And also the character, the fact that he's got this really neat Finnish kind of like accent to him. It's well voice acted.
Yeah.
And he's got his own little, the tango and stuff. He's got this kind of own like motif going to him.
He
And he's
speaks
very good.
really interesting.
So-
Very
He
interesting.
treats you as the main character. He treats you as his assistant. Like
Yeah.
he's like, oh, you're the new janitorial assistant. You're here to like help me out and everything. And you're like, in your own head, you're like, no, I'm doing something way bigger.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, I'm like the fucking director of
it's-
this shit.
He's like the first character that you interact with as you get into the building, the oldest house, and then you start to peel back the layers of the onion and stuff of the world at large.
And you realize it's like, oh, it's so fucking important that I like keep these drains unclogged for the sake of everything.
And he's just chill the whole fucking time. He's calm as a
He's like, I've been
cucumber.
doing this for fucking years. I mean, if I don't mop the floor one day, sure, maybe the whole fabric of reality versus unreality fucking breaks, but I'm here doing it. It's easy. Just fucking go throw these fucking
I'll put it to you this way.
canisters of biomass into the furnace to appease the fucking human-eating god or whatever the fuck is in there.
So the dude, minus more, the dude in the front. Remember how they were talking about the director before Trench? How he always
That's
needed
the
more
power
control.
plant guy.
That's the guy in the.
He's in the
you're right.
front-
He's the guy in the power plant.
Yeah.
Right. The furnace talks. I forgot the furnace is different.
Yeah, the furnace like literally
Feed
needs human sustenance.
Yeah.
That you find out that he needs human sustenance, and you find that out after you're throwing these barrels of toxic waste in there, which you're like, oh, that was just fucking people juice that I was fucking throwing in there.
And a big part of it too is just the way he speaks, which I can't do any justice to.
Yeah.
No.
But he speaks in this very broken English Finnish, using all these weird idioms.
Gravelly kind of
Yeah.
voice too.
Where you're like, that's like an expression that you're saying in English
Yeah.
that you know has never been uttered in
One of them,
an English
I
setting
swear,
before.
one of them is about like how you don't want piss in your boots on Sunday.
Yeah, like it's weird
yeah,
stuff like
yes.
that. All right, give me the mop.
Ati's my number one.
He's
For me.
very good.
He's really good.
Especially because you show up knowing that you are in charge. You are the new director. You have taken control of the place. And he's like, oh, new janitor assistant. And you're like, no, actually, I'm your boss. He's like, oh, well, here's a mop. And just fucking out you go. He's very good.
My list would go Ati, then it would go Greasy, and then it would go the other one from Fire Emblem.
Freebie.
That's me. However, I am a little flexible with BD1 and Greasy. Maybe if you guys want, if that's the big discussion you guys want to have as far as cutting it down to the top three.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
If you're cool with Ati being number one, I know not knowing a whole lot about him, but as far as uniqueness
The
of this
cell, I
characters-
gotta give you guys
Oh
credit.
my
credit
god,
on the
my leg
cell.
is having a crazy Charlie horse. Keep talking.
Man down, first casualty of game of the year.
There it is.
Hold your breath.
What's the
Hold your breath.
Take your headphones off.
What's the other cut? If
That won't help.
I think
No, taking your headphones off.
Well, he was going to walk out with it.
Yeah, I know.
you gotta cut.
the Outer Worlds one.
Like, I really don't feel like you can cut.
That's the other cut.
I think
If
BD
this
is BD's a safe cut at this point.
I think
as far
BD is
as I'm
a safe
concerned.
cut.
You think BD is
You
a
know
safe
what?
cut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based
then,
on what people have said and just character development in general, you just cut BD1 and Greasy.
That's where I was at.
I'm sucking at my teeth.
But that's people taking a step on Edelgard that I know a lot of people haven't played
Yeah,
that game.
and like
I don't know,
honestly,
if
the
that's-
Edelgard cell was pretty good too. But it's so
it's a
tough.
leap of faith with Edelgard.
It's
But
so tough for me not knowing.
we're gonna have a
not
lot of
playing,
those.
right?
So
fair.
to use it here in best new character is maybe and save it for game. You can then game of the year is clean.
I will say right now that I am not so passionate about either of those Star Wars characters that I couldn't see Edelgard being one of the three.
Yeah, you could.
I'm
you
fine.
could-
I could see Edelgard
Yeah.
being one of the three.
I'm totally
okay.
fine with Edelgard, but
Yeah.
if it gets to that, then I'm cut out of the top
You-
three
you
because
don't-
I haven't
you don't
played
have a horse
anything.
anymore?
I'm just listening.
That's fair.
But I mean, you guys who have played more of the games, like, do you think that the Star Wars cuts are the cuts?
Yeah.
Yes. Even
See, my
like,
own personal bias, I would put Grease ahead of Ati, but I totally will understand the
Yeah.
Ati arguments
No,
at
I
the
would.
same time.
I love them both, but I think Ati is a.
It's definitely more crucial, I think.
Is
to the
Greasy
story.
prevalent throughout the entire game?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed
Sort of.
Greasy.
Yeah,
check
yeah.
in with him.
You
but
check in with him. He's on your ship, but
It's
BD1
nothing
is
like
like
it's nothing
always
like
with you.
Edelgard where it's just constant,
Yeah.
especially if you're in her house where it's just like she drives.
We're pretty sure
everything.
Edelgard is making this list. I think, right?
Yeah?
Yes.
We're pretty confident.
Pretty
that-
confident. Solid 3.
I don't mind
Yeah,
that.
so we're just
I'll take it.
we're just working on the other two.
Right.
I'm happy for you, bro.
And I feel like we're pretty confident Ati is going
I
to be
think
one of
Ati,
them.
and I
So
would put.
It comes down to Pavardi
I would probably put Pavardi over
Shit,
Ati
man.
for me.
over Ati.
Yeah, but I want them both in. But if you made me choose between them,
I don't know if
Control's a better game.
I don't know.
Make
if I
no
would do.
mistake.
I
But Pavardi was a better
yeah.
character.
You know what? You're totally talking me around. I think you're totally right.
You're going Pavarti over Ati?
Well, I don't want to. I want them both to be on the list.
If we had to, though, I think also.
I'm
I do not really like the outer.
I'm defending
worlds
a
that
Pavarti
much,
cut by saying
Yeah.
I would
Was it
rather
because you
have them than
interacted with Pavarti more than Ati? And is that a valid
probably
argument?
helps.
Well, no,
But-
she just has such a just an earnestness, like you were saying, and the Pavarti stuff is really incredible.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's because you have
really
more of
well
an
done.
interaction with her. There's more stuff written for her too.
Absolutely.
Could be a little-
and there's
could be
kind
a
of like
little bit of
you
it,
get
but-
so you get your with her as a character on top of just having her around.
Yeah.
You get her introduction, which I think is very solid, where you run into her in the rich dude's office and she's like presents herself as that very shy, unassuming, innocent person that you are like. She's your first companion. Well, I think she could be your second. She was my first companion.
Yeah, mine
and I was like,
as
let's do it. And then the two major things you're going to have with her that game, other than all the kind of background stuff, are her companion quest, which I thought was maybe my favorite part of that game.
That's very good.
And that choice, that first decision where she's guaranteed to be in your party because you don't have enough party members to leave her out yet. Where, like I said, that is among my moments of the year. Because I was just like, oh, this is fucking such a bad choice and you're going to make me make it because I like you so much.
Yeah.
I think my counterpoint is the fact that The Outer Worlds is a Fallout game and it has companion quests. It has that ability in order for you to... That's something I've seen before. I think I like Ati because he's a unique character. He's more unique. He's more mysterious. I don't want to say like more mysterious and stuff, but I have more invested in finding out what Ati is all about than Pavarti.
I refuse to talk down Ati yet.
I think, like you say, Ati is just the enigma character that he's the G-Man. He's the cancer man from X-Files.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but I think they gave you in this game they give you more than you get with the G-Man. So you do interact with him more.
Totally.
You have direct, dialogue with him. It's a weird comparison to make between the two games because one of them
is, but-
literally is just so many things of dialogue that you're going to go through with this character with Pavarti, whereas Ati is like, yeah, you see him
and you
stuff,
do
but...
you do get the closure on Pavarti, which I think like Ati might turn out to be a shitty character.
And I'll tell you right now,
knows?
if you get points for an arc, ain't no arc with Ati.
With Ati,
Yeah.
he's
the same guy when you first meet him as when you leave
He's a very weird, enigmatic thing. And he might literally be a thing.
So
like we
I guess,
don't know what he is.
So I guess if it comes for me personally, yes, I think I like Ati more than Pavarti, but I can concede that with what you've been given through the content, I can see Pavarti over Ati.
That said, I 100% don't think you
How
cut
many do
either.
we need to cut? We're at 5 right now?
Cut
Yeah,
two.
we're still-
I think you cut Grease.
So
And-
is this Ati, like, would you say that Ati's more of like scenery than an actual character? Because
He's
you kind
definitely
of
a
go
character.
there
He's a
and,
character.
and see.
Can I
He's a
play
character.
it's probably not fair to play clips of characters
I
or
mean,
anything.
you do.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Specifically, the way some of the lines he delivers, I wish I could remember word for word because
Yeah.
all those idioms are just so.
It's all that stuff in your head
Like,
that when we
what
have
the
these
fuck?
discussions where you're just like, I just want you guys to fucking like know what I'm thinking about right
Yeah.
now. It's fucking crazy.
But doesn't that lean more toward Adi being a character, or moment of the year instead of a character of the year?
He's definitely a
it's
character.
too
He's a
many
character.
to be a moment.
You interact,
Like, it happens too often.
you interact with him enough.
It's-
Like
it's-
directly
Yeah.
talking to him in his office or wherever the fuck.
Yeah, it's the way he speaks and just everything about him. The weird radios he leaves around with that like Finnish classic music playing.
I think I've heard, and maybe Pavarti was more just me, but I have heard more impassioned arguments for her and for Ati than I think we had passion for Grease.
Oh yeah, no, that's the 3. We're arguing 1 and 2.
Should
I
we
think,
get-
at
should
this
we
Oh,
point.
are we?
Should we-
I thought
well,
Grease was still on the list.
He
No,
is right
I'm
now.
saying.
Should we get rid
I'm
of
saying
Grease?
we should just be arguing those 2 for
I
1
agree.
and 2.
Do we feel okay getting rid of Grease?
I'm okay getting rid of Grease.
Yeah, I'm alright.
And
Keep
BD1.
Well, BD1's still on.
Stacked against those other characters, yeah.
He's fucking.
All right, Greasy.
They're both good.
You're a good man. Honor to be nominated, Grease. That leaves us with Edelgard,
We still have BD1 on.
BD1,
BD1's
BD1
gone.
Pavarti, and Ati. Is BD1
Yeah,
gone?
BD1,
we got
yeah.
BD1 before Grease
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, sounds
droid versus
pretty up
Grease.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Does everyone know? Okay.
I was going to say Jedi Fallen Order, as cool as a game it doesn't have strong enough characters to hang
No,
with the other ones.
not
that are
at
on
all.
the
Which
list.
kind of sucks in a way because I was like, this is the best story that Star Wars has done in forever.
Yeah, it's because a lot
really
of
good
it has
Star
just
Wars
been
story.
shit.
Which it doesn't make the story any worse. It's still a fucking great story, but maybe no one character was
And some of the reasons it is a great story, some of the characters are not new and do not qualify for this
Right,
list, which is
right.
a big part of it.
Yeah.
When Vegeta shows up,
yeah.
you're like, oh fuck.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So that leaves us with best new character. We have Ati from Control. We have Pavarti from Outer Worlds. And we have Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three
Oh,
Houses.
Edelgard's 3. I think we can say that. All right.
Take three.
Or 2. Let's maybe think about moving.
Or number 1.
Edelgard is my 3.
Okay.
That's yeah.
I'm sold on Ati. Like the idea of like
I'm the more I hear. Sorry, go ahead.
the I lost my train of thought. Thanks, go ahead.
Well done.
Skillfully done. Yeah.
Well, here's what this is best new character, correct?
New character. That's right.
And I think that's where Ati excels. I think Ati is a more unique new character than Pravarti is. I have seen characters like Pravarti before.
But they're both new. They're
Yeah,
both new
yeah,
kid. That
sort
doesn't
of-
really. They're both new
If
characters.
it was newest character,
Yeah.
then maybe. But
The way I've been
I
seeing
guess the
it
newest
is,
character came out in December.
This Ati kind of feels like just like your average eccentric old dude that you
How dare you
kind
call
of
him
watch. the way that you guys are explaining it.
Play the clip, damn it!
That you go and you have a brief interaction with, and you're like, that's out there, and then you walk away.
So he's presented as eccentric old dude, and even you just see the characters like, what a weird old janitor. And as you get deeper into it, again, they never make clear what Ati is, but you're like, oh no, Ati clearly has his finger. Ati was like, clean the drains, and you get down to the drains, and the whole fucking building is literally about to explode. And you're like, oh fuck, Ati, you were right. I gotta kill this monster in the drains.
As a point maybe against Ati, or maybe for, we don't know. Like you said, not even that he could turn out to be bad, but it felt like there was never a finish with him.
Yeah.
And we're
Finish.
we're kind of
You're filling it in.
all excited because
We think we're gonna hear more
we
about
think
him.
that there's something else out there
But
that's
maybe
going to
not.
happen, and it maybe not. That'd
Yeah.
be fucking real disappointing. But
To
That's
me,
a very good point, actually.
To me, it feels like the Darth Jar Jar theory, where the thing that
It is much more like you literally go into this you literally see Yggdrasil, and it's like, oh, Ati like carved his fucking name onto the tree of life, and like it's very clear that he is
there's something
altered
there.
world
Yeah.
thing, a
Okay.
thing of power, but you're just
Yeah.
not sure what it is. He's
I
not
see
just
what
a
you're
man.
saying.
Okay.
It's not that like
it's not that
wouldn't it be cool
it's
if
not that
janitor
everybody's
was
filling it
actually-
in
yeah.
because of what
yeah.
they think it is. Okay,
Yeah, it is very obviously that he is something.
And he
but you don't
clearly
know.
has like power. Like he's teleporting around that room or that building in a way where you're like, how the fuck did you beat me here? Like
Yeah, he's very obviously
I
more
literally
than just
flew.
a janitor, but. That's a very good point. That a lot of it, I feel, is maybe expectation of like.
it's like
man,
when we sat down to do
when they
a
make
Game of
good.
Thrones spoiler cast, and
Yeah.
we went through half of it being like, wait till
totally-
you fucking see how they tie it up, though, and then you get to the end and you're like, well,
Does that put Pavarti at 1? Like that sold me on Pavarti should be
Yeah.
1, Ati 2, Edelgard 3.
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I feel like no one else is really arguing passionately for her.
Edelgard?
No, sorry, Pravarti.
yeah.
Other than me.
Hey, I'll get in there. You
Okay,
just
okay.
sold me with the Ati thing. Like, it was Ati and
Right.
Pavarti. I was like, I don't know who.
I was
but-
more arguing against Ati, which I don't like to do because I fucking love Ati.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm totally with you.
I could do
Pavarti
1, 2, 3.
is my favorite. I did not enjoy Outer Worlds. I
I'm the
really
same
like
way.
It's
Pavarti
the
stuff.
best part of that game by
Totally.
a mile.
If I weigh
really
them
love
out, like I strongly disliked that game personally.
Worlds?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
So did
looking
I.
back on her as a character, like she was great, and those moments were really really good with her. So.
It like for me, maybe it speaks to the game, but for me, I fell off the game as like you do Pavarti's main kind of quest right in the beginning. It's really front loaded. It feels like, and then her quest kind of fades into the background until the very end. And as soon as the game wasn't about Pavarti, I honestly got bored.
And I don't think you're the
stopped
only
playing.
one. Like there's and I don't think it's just her.
Yeah.
But it feels like the stuff you do with her falls off. At the same time, a lot of the best parts of that game kind of fall off, and you get into the rest of it, and you're like, man, this game needs.
Whereas
maybe a
Adi
little
stays
more.
throughout the entire game. I agree. Adi
Yeah.
number 1. Let's do it.
All the stuff that you guys are talking about that sound like it's a detriment to Ati, that it kind of appeals to me.
Yeah.
Actually, and even you even mentioned the whole Game of Thrones thing, and I think it's that. It's because like
There could be something wild.
Yeah,
They leave
and
enough
I'm
for your
fuck
imagination.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because Ati's not a new character next year when Part 2 comes out.
Nope.
So give him his time to shine.
The AWE. AEW.
The AEW.
Wait.
Yep. Alan Wake expansion. Yeah.
Altered World.
Event.
AWE.
AEW.
AEW is a wrestling
Yeah.
promotion.
What do we? I mean, we're just him and Han between Pavarti
Yeah.
or
I'd say
Ati.
Pavarti 1.
I'm
Adi
also
2.
feeling Pavarti 1.
My personal is Adi, but again,
I'm with Adi.
It's so tight. I fucking
Couple oddies.
love those two characters.
Yeah, just like Brando said, they might never make good on it. Is it like he theoretically might be one of the greatest characters ever, or we might never hear about him again. And he's still a really good character, but whatever happened to Ati?
Well, also, to that point, I have things to say when we actually start talking about the games just on their own,
Right.
concerning that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being the cool guy at the part where you're like, well, just don't tell anyone too much about yourself. And people be like, oh, fuck, that guy's
so mysterious.
Why is he wearing that
Wow.
leather jacket and all? He barely said a word.
Yeah.
If I
Ati
put,
with your classic cassette player. Oh, so edgy.
if I put Pavardi at 1 here, do people feel okay?
Seeing a couple nods.
Ati. How do I spell this? Like this?
Close enough.
Edelgard?
Yeah, that works.
I would be less.
I don't even remember.
That's all right. You spelled Parvati wrong.
I'd be less
like that? No, you.
Again, like I said, I'm just
Yeah.
going on the record saying I would have Ati above Pavardi, but Pavardi is a decent enough character where I'm like, for the sake of the show and stuff, like I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I also think
I've been
Pavardi
talking
suffers that she was in a far worse game, and was the best part of that game where like she kind of carried me through that whole experience. I like that game quite a bit more than you two, especially.
Yeah.
But whereas Ati felt like he was a very good piece of something very, which is not a detriment against him. He was a very good piece of something very well constructed. Whereas it felt like she was like, I'm going to give you a good experience through this game. If it's only me doing it, so be it.
Yeah. Congratulations to Pavardi from The Outer Worlds, winning Best New Character. Runners-up, Ati from Control, and Edelgard from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Two categories in the books, gang.
Good work.
We got 4 left. Let's take another quick 5-minute break here. Quick emphasis on the quick, because we have a lot. We're not even halfway. We're not even close to halfway done. Let's meet back here. 5 minutes.
Quick aside.
Sure.
I haven't even seen these characters, but I imagine like if I saw actual pictures of these characters, I think
like
I'd prefer Edelgard.
She's anime.
Because
She's
I know,
anime.
yeah,
She's anime.
yeah, absolutely.
And also, she's a
And also because
she's
I
a
like
lady.
I like
and
the
Ati's an old gross man.
That's a schoolgirl uniform.
I like the
Can I
aesthetic
see
of that
it?
game.
Oh, wow.
See,
Can she
yeah.
get like swim?
Oh, you should have showed me that earlier.
It's like a swimsuit.
Come on, you're trying to tell me that
And
you
then
wouldn't take a run at
post-time
Ati.
Actually, yeah,
Look at
that was actually kind of
Ati's
foolish
weathered.
because seeing these characters should have been a major
the
component.
girl-
Oh, just seeing them?
Yeah,
late now,
I actually think
suckers.
that does
That-
influence
you're probably not
your
wrong.
effect
Not wrong.
on what you think about a character. Absolutely.
Well,
better character.
bring that up next year. Hey, well, we're going to hit the BRB screen. We'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Fill your drinks, grab something to eat, some water, and we'll see you in just a minute.
Oh yeah, that's Fallout ass Fallout. That's no good.